Okay, we're going to do a quick video on getting your bike to the trailhead, getting your fat bike to the trailhead. There's a bunch of different options we're going to show you, some real cheap and some not so cheap, but really nice and convenient. The first one, and the one that we use probably the most often, is the Kuat dirt bag. These guys retail for 13 bucks. They don't come with an axle or a quick release, so you can use the one off your bike if you want. That's probably the cheapest option. For a few bucks, you can get a replacement quick release, and that's what I use. That's real easy. When you got a cheap beater truck like this, it's nice. You just drill right into the bed and bolt those on, and they're nice and rock solid. The other option here, this is a Delta mount. These are kind of nice because you can put a padlock through it and lock the bike on there. These, I believe, retail for about 19 bucks. And then this is, I haven't seen them do a fat adapter or a fat bike specific version. They may now, I don't know. I've had these for a while though. But then you can go with this fork up adapter, and these work for like Yakima roof racks and all that kind of stuff as well. They're a little spendy. They're 70 bucks, but they're pretty convenient, and if you've already got existing racks that are a fork mount, these make it real handy that you can throw your fat bike on there. So those are a couple of the cheaper options. It's nice when you got a truck like this. We've got this set up. We can carry 7 bikes in here, which is great when we're hauling bikes for the bike team and stuff like that. Let's show you some other options. Okay, another option, if you really want to go cheap, you can use these Kuat dirt bag mounts. Get you a piece of 2x6 or 2x12, screw them in on an angle. You can fit the bikes in nice and tight. We could easily get 4 bikes in this way, and that would work in the back of a van that, with no seats or something like that. Pretty much any truck. One thing I'd recommend, putting stapling some rubber pads to the bottom if you've got a metal bottom truck instead of something that's got a rubber liner like this one. That'll keep it from wanting to slide around if you're braking hard or something like that. But that's a real cheap, easy way to get bikes around as well. When you're really strapped for space and you need more room, this Kuat Vagabond X roof rack is really nice because it gives you storage space for camping equipment, stuff like that, as well as 2 bike mounts on here. Now, clearly they're not going to be fat bike specific, but you use your fork up adapter on there. The fat bike goes on just nice and slick, and then they give you these nylon wheel straps here that just go around the rear rack, and those hold on. We've actually used this rack quite a bit, getting kids to the high school mountain bike team practice. Oftentimes we don't have enough space, and so we're throwing bikes up on here as well. Really cool feature here, it's got a lock that pulls out that you run through like that, and it locks right back into itself there, and it's long enough that it can reach across, and you can lock 2 bikes up on there. If you had a duffel bag or dry bag or something like that, I suppose you could run it through that as well. So this rack runs $4.89, I believe, retail, but really useful. Really have enjoyed using this and highly recommend it. We've saved the best for last. This is a Yakima 2-up 2-inch trailer hitch rack, and then it's got the +2 on it as well. We have used this all summer long, and it's been awesome. Really a convenient way to carry bikes. There's one thing here with the way it attaches down here. Right here from the factory, they give you this cheesy little plastic plug that sticks in there that's supposed to hold this in. And when you pull this out, oftentimes it comes out with a jerk. First time I used it, that ripped that right out. So what I did is I put a plastic wall anchor in there and a screw and a washer, and that sucker's not coming out now. So I recommend making that adjustment to it. So basically everything drops down nice and easy. It's fairly heavy with the with a 4-bike setup like this, but not unmanageable. Everything folds up and tucks away nice and neat. Okay, now I know you're wondering, what have we done to change this so the fat bike will fit on it? And the answer is nothing. You'll see up here the front wheel tray is pretty tight. Now these are 3.8 nards, and I don't know that you get anything bigger than that in it. But basically you just kind of squeeze the tire down into that a little bit. And it fits in there really nice and tight. Now on the back here, their wheel straps, if they sold a longer wheel strap, well, we only need a couple inches and we'd be good to go on a fat bike, at least with the smaller 3.8 tires. But because they don't offer that, the straps off our Kuat rack work really well. They just swing under there. And it's good to go. Nice and solid. We've been using it all summer long and it's worked great. So the Yakima system that we have right here, the 2-up with the 2+ added to it, that'll carry 4 bikes. This setup is, I think, $780 retail. Pretty steep, but it is really nice and convenient. You don't have to take the wheels off. And that's pretty standard price-wise. I believe the Thules and the Kuats and stuff like that, they all do things a little bit differently. Prices, from what I've seen, is pretty comparable. I haven't seen one that's just been outrageously better than another. Last year I did have a Hollywood rack that was a 4-place like this, and it had the bars that went over the top tube on the frame, which I didn't like as much. Everything about that rack was very difficult to, it just wasn't as smooth, it wasn't as easy and as convenient to use, it wasn't as nice quality. It was about half the price, which is why I went with it, and when I do that I always end up wasting my money. So I recommend go with something quality. The Yakima, the Thules, the Kuats, they're all making really high quality stuff. I don't know how the Kuat is going to work with fat bikes. I don't know anybody that's done that. I think the Yakima and the Thule really is probably your best option, just because they actually have a fat tire conversion kit for it. So there you go. I hope that helps you out. Have fun getting your bikes to the trail and getting some good rides in.